What's up, guys? My name's Clown Gaming, and today gonna be in a different video form, on my channel here. I'm gonna be talking to you guys about the game of Warframe right behind me here, and I'm gonna be talking to you guys, my loyal viewers, and even possible new players that have discovered my channel through the World Warframe and discoverability on YouTube, things like that. And I've been playing it for 2 weeks, and today actually marks the day of when I first started 2 weeks ago. I streamed it 2 weeks ago for the first time, selecting my first frame, Excalibur, and I just want to talk to you guys, sit down for a little bit, and for the new players, talk to you about what you're getting yourselves into, things like that. And first off the bat, I gotta say, this is the most fun I've had on my channel, and I couldn't tell you how long. Very, very long time, probably a couple years, I'm gonna be honest, probably since Fortnite kind of just went down the toilet. The gameplay is, without a doubt, blows Destiny 2 out of the water, so that's kind of like one of the big comparisons I've seen a lot, is that it's kind of, compared to Destiny 2. The lore behind it, oh my god, guys, I'm still even learning this stuff. I mean, I'm gonna be completely honest, I'm not even sure what's going on, like, to be quite frank, so thankfully though, I have not been alone through that process, because again, as I said, I met some great people through the streams, and one of them has been the person I've been playing with, that has been my duo and kind of like my guide. Her name is Oddme. Shout out to her. She's been very helpful for a new tenno like myself. And if you're a new player, I recommend that you also find some help as well, or you probably are going to struggle. But yeah, honestly, I probably wouldn't have been playing as long as I have if it wasn't for my community that have been supporting me and helping me through the game, and Oddme, of course. So yeah, like I said, I recommend, if you're a new player in 2025 like me, new tenno, please get yourself a guide or ask for some help in the chat. Not even if you're streaming, just the chat in Frame. They have a chat that you can chat and just say, I'm a new player, I need some help. The community is insane, so good. Probably the best community I've been a part of for gaming in, again, a long time. So that's two things right off the bat that's impressed me in only 2 weeks, mind you. So, the abilities on the frames, guys, I have no words to describe how good and smooth, that gameplay feels when you're doing the abilities. Like, for example, on screen here, Excalibur, he has these awesome abilities with the sword. For example, like this, it is the best. I feel like it is probably hands down the best kind of combat, like, with a melee weapon I felt in the video game, like, that I played probably in the last decade or so. But I know it's probably sounding like, oh my gosh, you're kind of like, glazing the Warframe, like the video, like Warframe, it's not. I'm not glazing it. I'm being 100% myself here as Alec, aka Clown Gaming. That's my real name for all the new people who don't know me, excuse me. Back on track though, abilities, that's a 10, like a 10 out of 10 if I had to, review the aspects of the game and stuff. But, next thing I want to talk about is the mods, on that you can put on your weapons, the frames, things like that. Oh my god, it is without a doubt the most fun thing, because it just ups everything in your damage. I mean, the buffs, it's so damn good. However, I will admit that with the mods, it may be fun, but I'm gonna be honest, it's probably the hardest thing you're gonna learn. As far as for me, that's how I am right now. I'm still learning all there is to know about all the different mods and what they do and stuff. But to be honest, I know that, eventually I'm going to probably, learn what they do and, finally start to understand what each mod do to each, weapon in frame and, etc. So, again, I recommend getting a first time, for the first time players, just get a guide, get some help, or I'm going to be honest, I said this at the beginning of one of my streams, and I said it a couple times after that, and I'll say it again. If it weren't for those new players or my community or Oddme, I probably would have uninstalled it because of how hard the game is. That's just my opinion. Maybe you guys would be different. But for brand new players, oh my lord, it is not easy, I'll be honest. So I just want to make a disclaimer. This is not my gameplay in the background. This is KVG on YouTube. I just want to give him a quick shout out. I didn't really ask for his gameplay footage. I just kind of looked it up on YouTube. So if you're watching this KVG, I just want to give you a shout out, man. Gameplay, I don't want to take your credit or anything like that. I'm not like that. So anyways, back on track again. We are going to talk next about the community again of Warframe. They're the most helpful and most beginner friendly people I have probably met in my life. A lot of people from all over the place I met. I mean, I met a person from the United Kingdom. I met Oddme, who is from Europe. I mean, they are, without a doubt, very friendly, fun to play with. I recommend you guys, two-time players, to please find, your friends in this community, and you will have a great time. Because playing by yourselves, I'm going to be honest, you can do it, but I was actually going to be a solo player. That was kind of going to be my goal, just be like, oh yeah, I'll play with viewers here and there. but I ended up playing with Oddme, and she's became kind of like my permanent duo for the time being, and she's really cool. So yeah, I would have not thought that would happen, but you guys will too if you're new players. So honestly, that's all I really have off the top of my head. I took notes, so I wouldn't get lost and run off track, but I did a couple times. But it's that big of a game. It's that good of a game that you're gonna talk about like things. You're gonna have a fun time. I will admit there are gonna be times where you probably get frustrated. The bosses in the game are a little tricky. I'll give it that. If you know what you're doing, though, of course, again, with a player that is experienced, a veteran, as they call themselves, they are very helpful in that regard too, to help you, like what to do with this boss, like what their weaknesses are, stuff like that. So it's a lot of fun. I would recommend this game to players. However, again, as I say, I would not do this game by yourself unless you really have, high faith or played a game similar to this in this past. But that's about it. That wraps up like this video. I know it's not gonna be that long of one compared to what I usually do. Also, this is a very, very weird, not really weird, but unique thing that I don't do often on my channel. Like, I usually play just games on my channel. So if it sounds like I'm rambling, I apologize. I had a lot of caffeine today. I don't mean to go on tangents and stuff like that, but it is without a doubt probably a top 5 community and game that I've played in the last couple years. So I recommend it to you guys too for the new players. I'm probably going to do an update video of maybe my first month or two after this video comes out. So like if, my first month done, I'll probably be like, all right, yeah, how my first month went on Warframe, my recommendations, blah, blah, blah. Kind of like what I'm doing here with the 2 weeks. So, and if you want to see that, please consider the thumbs up button, subscribing, guys. I greatly appreciate it. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comment section. So my name is Clown Gaming, aka Alec. If you ever need me, I have my Discord linked in my streams. My DMs are always open. And again, shout out to Oddme and all the communities that helped me along the way, this entire time of Warframe. And I'm not going to probably be going anywhere for a very long time as subscribers. And I'm also telling you, my non-viewers too, I'm going through a rebrand right now on my channel. I'm going to be focusing on Warframe. So that's how much fun I'm having. So I know you guys will too. So my name is Clown Gaming, and thank you guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in my stream very soon. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.